Hi Sagittarius, this is your Lughnasadh reading. So if you're not familiar with Lughnasadh, it is one of the Celtic harvest festivals. It sits on the Wheel of the Year at August 1st. And if we're looking at the four major, like the four corners of the Celtic Wheel of the Year, you have Samhain, which is Halloween, you have Imbolc, which is February 1st, Beltane, which is May 1st, and then you have around May 1st, and then you have Lughnasadh, which is August 1st. So a lot of times we know about the equinoxes or the solstices, but not a lot of people know about Lughnasadh. Another name might be Lammas, and it is a time to celebrate the bounty of the earth. So it's named for the Celtic sun god Lugh and for his foster mother Nas, who, as the story goes, exhausted herself bringing bounty to the people, and she died, so she sacrificed herself for the harvest. And it reminds us that we cannot harvest what the earth does not give. So for the reading purposes, we're going to take a look at what might be coming up for you, spiritual themes or messages relating that may affect you spiritually or that you may approach from a spiritual perspective, that are coming up in the next Sabbath cycle. So this could be from now until Autumn Equinox. It could be from now until winter solstice. So whenever you find this reading, it will be helpful for you. If you are drawn here, essentially there are messages for you. So let's get started. First, we start with the Ace of Cups. Okay. So right away, I'm getting that this is a... Oh, okay. This is something to do with unrequited love. This is something to do with love that is not there, or love that is not reciprocated, or that you do not reciprocate. Something to do with love, to do with emotions, even emotional availability, perhaps. But we're going to keep pulling some cards and see what else is coming up. The other message here is to really focus on self-love. I feel like there are some demons, some addictive energies or entities around you that could be kind of pulling you back into spaces of self-doubt, self-loathing, that kind of thing. So you're called to stay. Okay. So we do have the Five of Cups. So this indicates to me that there is some sort of loss. So this could be a breakup, or this could be mourning the loss of, or the, you know, like when you have your sights set on someone and you kind of have these expectations, or you have this like fantasy in your head, or just these higher ideals, and maybe someone did not meet up to those ideals, or maybe you did not meet up to your own expectations. I feel like there is some sort of situation that you have been, that you will be in mourning, or that you will be, it's like mourning the loss of this love. But we're going to keep going. I'm very interested to see what this message is. And the Two of Cups. All right, Sagittarius. So between the Ace and the Two of Cups, so between this progression from self-love to union, is this grief. Okay, so I feel like you've maybe jumped ahead, perhaps, or there was a situation where you jumped the gun, or you had this like expectation, you had your heart in something. So this could potentially not be like a romantic relationship. This could also be a situation like an opportunity or something that you had an emotional investment in. So we can have emotional investments in all sorts of things. But this thing that you had an emotional investment in, relationship or not, the loss of, or this could also be a perception that the love was not there, or that the love is not reciprocated. This is interesting. It's almost like you may sense or feel or communicate that you do not love yourself in some sort of way, or feel that you are participating in like self-love deficit or something like that. But the love is actually there. So you're kind of in a space of mourning for something that hasn't existed, or it's almost like you're fearing rejection before you even reach for this love, or for this connection, or for this opportunity. Let's clarify the Ace of Cups. I'm super interested in this reading. Okay. Four of Swords to clarify the Ace of Cups. With the Four of Swords, there's some kind of like healing, or I want to say like healing or therapeutic method, or some sort of like healing philosophy that is actually looming over your head, and that's causing you some sort of disruption. It's halting your peace. So this could be, here with the addictions, this could be, maybe you fell off the wagon with something one time, and you're kind of like holding yourself in this place of shame, or maybe there's some kind of like, I don't know, there's all kinds of like philosophies swirling around in the internet sphere about like, if this then this, or what it means to be toxic, or what it means to have healthy boundaries or something. And it's almost like you slipped up, or you didn't adhere to something, and you're being very hard on yourself. So it's almost like healing is being held over your head as something that is disrupting your peace. It's very, very interesting. And to clarify the Five of Cups, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is isolating herself here in an egg. I don't know if you can see it. She's in this kind of bubble. And this is like, for me, this is representing a kind of bubble of your own thoughts. So you're so sure that you have done something wrong, that you have isolated yourself, or you are avoiding something. You're avoiding something, and you've gone into this space of grief because you perceive a failure, or you perceive something is not going to happen, or you're worried that something is not going to happen. And so this is kind of like, you may be coming off as cold to others, or as, with Sagittarius, you can be very aloof, is the way that your coldness comes across. So while you're still sort of generally warm, there's like a detachment there. So I feel that you're very detached as you're in this space of grief, or in this space of feeling a loss, or feeling kind of down on yourself. I do feel like a lot of these emotions are sort of like, the way that you're responding to this is turning inward, but the way that other people are perceiving it is as cold, like that you are completely disinterested in them. So you may be sort of shut down in conversations, or keeping your conversations very superficial. Clarify the Two of Cups, please. Okay, and the King of Swords reversed. Interesting. So the King of Swords reverse can be a number of things. Are you the King of Swords? I feel like this is the way you're seeing yourself right now. Strangely enough, okay, so the King of Swords can be kind of manipulative, uses, or condescending even, but like use it is very sharp, and the kinds of things that they say to others can be very harsh and very heavy-handed, and they can use their sort of intellect. It's almost like you're using your intellect against you. So you're using the ideas that you know or hold against you. Either that, or you're using it against this idea of coming into a relationship. Okay, so you are, or into this opportunity. So you're judging this opportunity very harshly. But one thing I want to mention, and we're going to get into this a little bit more later, is that with the King and the Queen here, we have a divine coupling. Okay, so we have the King and Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups, which to me indicates that there is an opportunity or a situation here that is very aligned, that is very like this is a pair who they make a very good partnership, and they have really interesting and deep intellectual conversations, which I know appeals to Sagittarius for sure. So this is a partnership where you can take those kinds of, both of you are able to talk about deep and emotional things from this removed place. And so you're able to, like, when the King of Swords is in the upright, but he's reversed here, there's really amazing communication between these two. And they're able to, like, almost, this divine coupling is able to further the world with their ideas. So when they think together, the world expands, or the universe expands, essentially. But we're going to keep clarifying before I start turning cards over. So far, the King of Swords is the only one in reverse. Okay, let's clarify the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. Thanks for being with me, Sagittarius. Please let me know if you like this format of me speaking to the camera versus just seeing my hands. And if you don't, that's cool too. I'm easy. All right, I'm just going to pull all three, and then I'll tell you about them. Here we go. Okay, so we have more reversed energy now. All right, so clarifying the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords is the Page of Coins reverse. So there's some kind of opportunity or offer that wants to come in that's being blocked presently by issues to do with love, healing, but again, because this sort of like love offer or new beginning in love, or this phantom love situation is being held up by this kind of I feel like this is like an adherence to a certain kind of doctrine about healing. Like you have this kind of idea that it's supposed to go in a certain way, or that you are supposed to be something, like there's like some sort of expectation. We talked about that at the very beginning. There's some sort of expectation. And because of this, there's some sort of opportunity that wants to come in that is not able to come in. And this could be a path to being a parent. This could be, so this divine coupling here could be a situation where you are going to partner with someone who you will have children with, if that's something that you want, or that you are going to birth some kind of new industry is what I'm getting, especially because of this, how key the Queen and King of Swords is to birthing ideas. This could be that you are revolutionizing some sort of idea or philosophy, or the way that people, revolutionizing the way that people think about a certain thing. And you will nurture this idea together. So whether it's a child or it's something else, there's something small and vulnerable that's wanting to come through that needs you to help it to grow. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So with the Eight of Wands, this is kind of a transformation, and it's fast moving, and it's very direct, and it's very, it knows what it wants. Like it's going straight for the heart of everything. Yeah, there's some sort of transformation that wants to happen, and because we're clarifying the Five of Cups, so this grieving, mourning energy in the Queen of Swords who's protecting herself, I feel like these are the things that are halting your ability to make this transformation, to drive things forward. So if you feel stuck, this is where the momentum is stuck, is in this perception. But I do see that, and we'll go over the cards, and we're going to turn them over and get the advice and messages for you there. But first we have the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins reversed. So when the Five of Coins is reversed, this is coming out of a situation where you are feeling on the outside. I think this is realizing that you put yourself there, because with the Five of Coins upright, and this is when we're going to start to turn the cards over. With the Five of Coins upright, this indicates that you know there was warmth, there was shelter, there was comfort in a certain situation. You walked away from it. You stayed outside of it. You chose not to belong. You chose not to, for instance, go to the store and buy your fruit, but you went and grew your fruit yourself. You know, like you took the harder path, you took the harder road. But what's interesting here is that this is underneath the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. So this is like you put yourself outside of a love situation, or you put yourself outside of a relationship for a reason. But when I start to look at, so what did we have reversed? We have the King of Swords reversed. So to clarify the Two of Cups, to clarify this union, we have the King of Swords. This is the energy that you're meant to come into. Okay, so a clear and decisive, in control, it's like acting through your ideas. So no longer lingering in this space of self-deception or questioning yourself. It's like being sure of yourself. The King of Swords is sure of himself. And then with the Queen of Swords, I see the king approaching the queen, coming out of this period of rest and approaching the queen. Because what you have here is ultimately, you have love. You have the beginnings of love. And so the story, as it unfolds, as I'm seeing it before me, is that what this relationship starts with, or this opportunity starts with, is love. Okay? And then it goes through a period of loss or mourning. And then there's some kind of union or coming together. But in that union, there's still a period of rest or healing that is needed before the queen and the king can come together and can start to work together in this union. So for a period of time, the queen is upright, okay? The queen is sitting in her, in the way that she matches the king here. She is sitting in her energy. She is sitting in her power. Okay, so you may be the queen, you may identify with the queen, and your person may be the king, or however this works out if it's not a relationship for you. So whatever the other party thinks of the queen, so even if there's this like loss and this holding on to some sort of grief, the queen is sitting in her power. Okay, and she's waiting for the king to be turned upright. Okay, and when the king is upright, then we have this new offer coming in, the ability to create something together, the ability to communicate an idea or form something that is then going to grow. And it needs both to nurture it. It needs both parties to nurture it. And then you have this fast-moving transformation. And interestingly enough, the story like kind of not ends, but it does. It ends with the 5 of coins, which is choosing a different path. So this union, or this, it's almost like where you once chose to not belong by yourself, or you chose the lonely road, you then find a partner and you're now walking that lonely road together, is what I'm getting here. So let's get some clarity from the oracle cards. We have the oracle, seek wisdom and guidance from elders. I think this is especially important. The wisdom of age is especially important in these issues of healing. So some of the lesser formed kind of ideas about healing, or things that you might read on the internet, are still very low vibrational and judgmental, and not very accepting or understanding of the nuances of the human psyche and human relationships. So I feel like this is talking about seeking higher guidance. So seeking the guidance of, because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but like the guidance of elders is a lot simpler, a lot clearer, a lot more concise. So I feel like this is what is needed here, is to kind of peel those layers back, and also to reflect on, I'm getting for someone here that grandparents, there's something that your grandparents used to say about love and relationships that could either be helpful or hindering. I'm getting both. Maybe you witnessed something in your grandparents' relationship. I don't know why it's grandparents here, but for some of you this is important. That there was something that you really clung to about your grandparents' relationship that is affecting your ability to progress through these relationships, and is potentially keeping you in this King of Swords reversed. Or perhaps you are the Queen of Swords, and you are waiting for this King of Swords to get his shite together, right? To step into his power. I do feel like this King of Swords is very hard on himself. Doesn't have to be a man, but in this, I'm talking about a king, so I said he. Okay. Let's get something here. Oracle card. Choo, it flies out. So we have Medusa. Jealousy leads to downfall. The King of Swords could be... interesting. Okay, so I'm picking up that the King of Swords in this reversed energy could be looking at others and perceiving that others have something that they don't, or that they are not as far along as they should be, or that they don't have access to this king energy. So this could be a King of Swords that thinks he's a page, or thinks that he's a knight, that he's not quite there yet, because he's looking outward. There's also the perception, and so whether you're the queen or the king, remember that whoever else is in each of these people's lives, these two are a divine coupling. These two are, this situation is not something that you can replicate, okay? There is only, like, the alchemical experience of the queen being with the king is unique. There is no way that you can replicate this situation with anybody else. So if there's insecurities flying around, just remember that. The other part of that could be the fear that the King of Swords has about the Queen, but more importantly, their own reflection and themselves. So there could be a situation here where I'm getting very strongly that the King is afraid that he might manipulate the Queen. But remember that the Queen is a queen. And things don't just fly past her. Okay, so she has this really powerful ability to, and if you're the queen, you know, you have this ability to transform. I'm hearing transform disaster also, which is interesting. So there's a crisis energy I didn't really pick up on here. That may resonate for some of you. Seduction, passion, and romance await. So this is ending in unity. This is a coupling coming together, Sagittarius. If you have been waiting for a romantic situation, or if you are waiting for this opportunity to come together, you know, this is a this opportunity is heavily related to your emotions. Okay, so it's something that is coming in that is going to be really emotionally fulfilling and is going to have this kind of soulmate energy and this balancing energy of union. Yeah, I feel like here it's really interesting to get the seduction card. I feel like this is something that needs to be highlighted or emphasized with the Queen and King of Swords, because they can both be very in their head. So you're reminded that there is this sort of like fiery passion, transformation energy, and I do feel like this coupling is going to feel not only emotionally fulfilling, but very fulfilling physically. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this was helpful, interesting, whatever. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below.